Welcome to a very alternative view of London in this very special 2012 year. I could have created a Visit London style guide to the top visitor attractions in the city. Yes, I know, boring, more boring and even more boring. I was then going to feature lots of fascinating facts relating to the small sporting event that London is hosting this summer, but unfortunately got threatened with being locked up in the Tower of London by the IOC brand police. This video is therefore my personal, sometimes irreverent, tongue-in-cheek and hopefully at times mildly amusing take on what goes on, or perhaps, as the case may be, what doesn't quite go on in around my amazing home city. To protect the innocent, the whole truth may have been ever so slightly stretched at times. The video is split up into separate chapters, so please feel free to dip in and out of it at any time, share it, like it, and even view any adverts relevant to you, so that the meagre revenue earned can be ploughed back into the next, hopefully more professionally produced video volume. There are many benefits to purchasing a London Oyster travel card. You can save money on your public transport and have hilarious fun at the same time. Buy an Oyster card and register it online in the name of your favourite major criminal, terrorist or radical Muslim cleric. British security services find it hysterical when trying to track the travel patterns of major suspects, only to find that Mohammed al-Machine Gun has purchased 163 new travel cards in the past 24 hours. All registrations should, however, use the address of care of Mr. D. Cameron, 10 Downing Street, London, SW1A 2AA. Stockwell Tube is a totally unmissable experience for any visitor to London. This is the precise location where an armed unit from the Metropolitan Police successfully shot dead their first ever innocent, unarmed Brazilian electrician. I actually personally agree with the Met that being caught in possession of a ticket for an incorrect travel zone is a perfectly valid reason for 7 bullets to the head. A must-visit attraction, unless of course you are yourself a Brazilian electrician. Now, just for you, a local Londoner's tip. If you hear anyone locally refer to this area as St. Ockwell, they are just inhabitants who cannot afford to live in nearby Clapham. Formerly known affectionately as young, upwardly mobile professionals, or yuppies, they are now more accurately classed simply as tossers. A mere street robbery and drive-by shooting away from Stockwell, Brixton has grown in popularity due directly to a Metro Evening Standard and local estate agents' conspiracy. Picturing the era as vibrant, thrusting, cosmopolitan and up-and-coming by the 3 London papers and the property-selling companies that advertise in them. The stark reality for excited New Brixton residents, however, is of regular flat burglaries, being mugged outside the tube station, and your kitten being stolen in order to be sacrificed in a voodoo witchcraft ritual. This is undeniable proof that our valiant, hard-working and underpaid Members of Parliament never stop trying to help the less fortunate amongst our community. After a late debate in the House, and with their wives and children hundreds of miles away in the family home, they are often to be found at night on nearby Clapham Common, slowly driving up and down, encouraging cold, homeless young men and women to spend some time in their vehicles to warm up and accept money to buy food and hot drinks. My lawyer has asked me to point out that absolutely nothing is expected in return, and that the Labour MP from Wales, who was convicted of lewd behaviour, was just unfortunate that his passenger slipped in their seat, causing their head to fall into the member's lap and somehow come into direct contact with the member's member. A complete accident. There will unfortunately be no Greek tourists in London this year, as they're all completely broke and searching around the back of their sofas for any spare euros, cents or drachmas. In honour of their Olympic legacy, a road in Soho has recently been renamed Greek Street in their absence by the patron saint of London, Alboris of the Assembly. Their UK head rep, Prince Phil the Greek, will be around to represent his old country and antagonise visitors from others. Some Greek politicians will indeed be in London during the summer, but only to dip into their private bank accounts stuffed full of European Union development grants. 96.4% of London black cab drivers, including me, live in Ilford, so you have a very good chance of getting home late at night if you live around here. It also explains why there's sod all chance of getting a taxi to anywhere south of the Thames after 8 PM on any night. Despite the town having a large Jewish and Muslim community, Ilford's name actually comes from the Thai language, translating as Serene Land of 10,000 taxi drivers. For residents or visitors wishing to have a day away from the hustle and bustle of London, what's better than a trip to the seaside? The city of Barcelona has a beach at the bottom of La Rambla, New York has the Hamptons, Lisbonites can enjoy the beautiful resort of Estoril, and London has Southend-on-Sea. There is much free sport to watch late on Friday and Saturday night at closing time outside the clubs and bars of this quaint, unspoilt little Essex fishing port. Boxing, wrestling, women's hair pulling, and car parks synchronised shagging. And seats for the last event can be pre-booked online at www.southenddogging.xxx. A great value alternative to the expensive London Eye, the 450-foot high Dartford Bridge over the River Thames provides panoramic views over Kent, South East London and the designated area of outstanding natural beauty known locally as Tilbury Docks. Costing only £1.50, Dartford is also becoming acknowledged as the fashionable suicide bridge of choice for jumpers wishing to end their life whilst enjoying the delightful scenery to their very end. The Dartford Bridge takes you south into the county of Kent, once described as the Garden of England. As most of the coastal towns in this county are now in terminal decay, the title of Outside Toilet of England is now probably more appropriate to Kent. One exception is the popular and expensive London suburb of Chislehurst, filled with trendy shops, restaurants and bars. Interestingly, it also has the highest concentration of big-time drug barons to be found anywhere within the United Kingdom. As Chislehurst has excellent commuter links to London, the local schools have now created one easy multiple choice questions for all children to complete on their first day. What does your daddy do? Is he A trader for a large investment bank in the city, or B, an importer and distributor of exotic pharmaceutical products? And if B, is he available to attend parents' evening, or is he currently doing a 12 stretch? Knives, Swords and Guns, KSG retail outlets, are a Hackney Council enterprise initiative to bring the North East London illegal weapons trade into the mainstream and create jobs for ex-rioters. An interest-free loan has been made to the local Don't Knock It Till You Try It crew, and its gang leader, street name Poundsign, plans to have 5 shops open by the end of 2012 and also be given an invitation to appear on the next Apprentice series. Future KSG locations would include departure lounges at major UK airports. All KSG customers must of course promise that they will use any KSG goods bought for display purposes only and never be carried in public. On a recent visit to the area by David Cameron and his Deputy Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Nick Clegg MP, He proved he was really down with the kids by pledging to channel all tax revenue earned from KSG selling knives, saws and guns to the public directly towards initiatives to get knives, saws and guns off the streets. This mythical creature can still be found around the city and Canary Wharf, but many prefer to move around now under the cover of darkness, sometimes even without a tie or jacket. The RSPB, Royal Society for the Protection of Bankers, has seen a definite upsurge in sightings this summer, although painful but necessary changes have been made in these tough times. Some bankers have even abandoned Chablis and taken to glugging Sauvignon Blanc or even lager at public watering holes, just like average people. It has also been suggested that some expense claims for client lunches have even been found to be truthful, with absolutely no cashback added to the bill. This outrageous slur upon bankers' reputations has thankfully not yet been confirmed though. The RSPB will very shortly be launching an appeal for people to assist unfortunate bankers who have not been awarded a bonus this year due to their total incompetence, but are still stumbling around their territory searching for it. Please help them play "I say, old chap, where's my Wonga?" Despite what you may read and hear, Londoners are naturally warm, open and friendly to visitors, especially when there is any chance of making some cash out of them. We are especially pleased to see fellow Brits from other countries in the Union. It is always a delight to greet our friends from Northern Ireland. It is also most amusing to see them stumble out of a London airport arrivals hall like blinded pit ponies, vaguely remembering from school geography lessons that what they are suddenly experiencing is a weather phenomenon known as warm sunshine, something last seen in Belfast for 6 minutes on August 3rd, 1968. London gets very few visitors from Wales, as many manage to make their way across the Severn Bridge and into England, only to then immediately get lost. Mr. and Mrs. Jones will end up somehow spending a week in Nottingham, wondering why the Travelodge has no record of their room booking, while the River Thames looks much smaller than on television, and why the biggest tourist attraction is a statue of some bloke wearing tights called Robin. London acts as a magnet for young Scottish male tourists looking for a spot of culture and civilization. In the first London pub that they enter, you will undoubtedly hear them shout something like, "Golly gosh, landlord, I just wanted a pint of lager, I didn't want to buy the pub," when they are told the drink price. To help these economic victims, the Scottish Keep the Pounds in Your Own Pocket charity has published a list of central London pubs and clubs where they have every chance of being bought drinks all night by generous and trendy gents. Well, that's me done for now. Unless you're a politician, I hope I didn't offend too many people, and no malice was generally intended. It's just my stupid, juvenile and unfunny sense of humour, as my children like to describe my outlook upon life. If for some bizarre reason you have a burning desire to contact me, my email and Facebook details are included below. I refuse, however, to sign up for Twitter, as it was invented for self-obsessed so-called celebrities who believe that life's sad losers desperately need to know what they ate for breakfast and the exact time that they last enjoyed a poo. Goodbye.